Good afternoon. This is going to be the first video for Hodgepodge Farm for the spring of 2020. We finally have a day where the bees can actually get out and fly. We've had some significantly cold weather that has prevented that until now. Most of our bee yards are still covered in a foot of snow. This is one of the only ones that we can get into to do this video. I just wanted to show our configuration real quick before I pop one of these open and show how we feed these bees and what's important to do right now at this moment on, I believe, March 9th. We are running everything in singles. We pushed everybody down to a 10 frame single with a shim box up on top in order to feed, which you'll get a better idea of in just one moment. So if I pop this open, inner cover, which fell on the ground, and we use a thin piece of insulation on top. As you'll see, because we do only run in 10 frames, we do put emergency feed on top of all of our hives. Some of them consume it, some of them don't, but it's nice to have on there just in case. We did have a bad fall flow, which made it very difficult for us to backfill a lot of these hives. We put a ton of syrup, but some of them still went in pretty light. So this emergency feed is very important. Again, this is just a 10 frame box on there. The bees will come through a hole in that top shim board, in and out, mouse guard on the bottom. Pretty easy configuration, pretty easy to set up. Now, today being March 9th, we are adamant about getting feed on the bees, being some kind of pollen resource as fast as possible. If you lose hives in April, a lot of times your winter bees were dying off at a faster rate than what your hive is replenishing itself. You can minimize this by ensuring that they get a pollen patty or some kind of pollen on them. We feed dry pollen, and we will also now put in pollen patties on all of our hives. I think this is really important for everybody to get out there if you have the time right now to put some kind of pollen resource onto those hives ASAP. You will hear people talking about not putting pollen on too early. The queen will start to lay too early and could be potentially detrimental to your hive. I don't buy it. These hives have pollen in them all year long, and they're not laying in mass quantities in the middle of winter. They know when they should be laying, and that's also a part of having good solid northern bees. They make good decisions with their timing. But just wanted to show this real quick. Feel free to reach out with any questions. Take care.